So basically, I suppose that the believers in heaven would be obstructed from comprehension of the non-terrestrial satellite, but then believers in hell that are afraid of hell will be completely ignorant to all forms of underground tunneling and clues pan through in why house purchase prices in a particular region of land are on average higher or lower, and increase or decrease. So the genuine owners tunneling under and going, well, we'll live here, and the value of the land will only go up for them. But yeah, and then Roger Toll and Gary Cairns and their psychoactive prison. That, well, if the citizen's given one and they don't know what it is, they'll report it and they'll be judged to be hearing voices. It gives him a means to study through extraction of energy in the brain. It's a combination of interrogative AI mixed with crossed with classical conditioning processes, essentially, and it's inspired by the Crown of Thorns, but in terms of quantum physics. So the tech that they use would have to be it'd be against the Constitution for a citizen to suffer those symptoms, because the symptoms are also someone else's private business conducting test scenarios. So the military would need more sensitive radar than the ones that they're using to detect the ones that they're using in order to defend the Constitution. Which means they probably got it from Islamist scientists, because they were the ones who came up with algebra and quantum algebra, and the first scientists. So shipping from the UK possibly. But yeah, if the Prime Minister had half a brain and fucking got out of believing in incest, I insist you take me seriously, my leadership, and he confronted the Queen on not using belief in hell to essentially protect a bunch of initiatives that are opposed to a genuine and legitimate unconstitutional threat to the survival of life on the continent. Then he probably, at the end of the conversation, and scones and crumpets, wind up grabbing and firing a bazooka right up through her cunt, so that because you believe in a map of the Earth as a pre-Copernican two-dimensional plane now, I don't know, go industrial underground, and then will they call it climate change in the future, or what is the factor there? So people are like, I guess I understand people not like wanting to think about it all, but leaders really should. Leaders that are in positions of power should understand wisdom required for that. Not fuck women's rights for millennia because of Apple related controversies. So yeah. So if it were up to me, I would generally have Gary Cairns and Roger Toll executed, or I happen to know them to have killed. So watch how much they own the AFP-ness, because no one gets sent around to document a report when I say I know they've killed from their own mouths. falsely precluded me to be interested in murder because they thought I grew up watching it between my parents and loved it all, and I'd make the perfect everyone, shedding a tear for me while I cover their shit. But they can do murder while the shock intensity on impact from when they commence a study can be intentional in the hopes that intentively to make a person die, and they will be assessed to have died as a result of cardiac arrest by any federal government or Commonwealth coroner. It could be a mistake. It could be a mistake in their head. Like, oh, test subject failed. Could be in Roger's mind. He thinks he's catching martyrs. But he's just killing bisexuals. But until he and Gary Cans and their loyals are all tracked, and their tech is all tracked and confiscated, then they can continue to do as many murders as they like of anyone on the surface, while the best a coroner will come up with is heart failure. See? No, it's not even any apples. Stupid old slapper.